Oh, baby, now let's get down tonight. Baby, I can't hold it much longer. It's getting stronger and stronger. Welcome to the Love Dictionary TV. My name is Elvis, presenting to you the Love Dictionary. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, remember to do so. And don't forget to click the notification bell so that you are notified whenever we post a new post. Today, we are going to be talking about Marvin Gaye, how he lived, who was Marvin Gaye, and how he died. Who killed Marvin Gaye? We are going to find out from the footage that we are going to show. But vividly, let me take a small rundown. Marvin Gaye was a very renowned superstar, pop singer in the United States of America. In the 80s and the 90s, you know, Marvin Gaye was a very renowned musician. And Marvin Gaye grew up in a home of a Pentecostal pastor who was very strict and straightforward with the teachings of, in the way he raised his kids. How Marvin Gaye died: Marvin Gaye was shot by his own father using the gun that Marvin Gaye bought for the father. What happened is Marvin Gaye tried to play a referee between the mother and the father. He tried to play, and that's when his life was taken away. We are going to get a clear understanding from this footage that we'll be watching right away. Don't go away, stay tuned, and let's watch this footage together.
April 1st, 1984, Marvin Gaye tried to play referee in a petty argument between his mother and father over a missing insurance document. His efforts cost him his life. Today, we're going to take a look at the murder of Marvin Gaye. Okay, let's go back to 1984. To understand Marvin Gaye's death, we have to go all the way back to the formative years of his relationship with his father, Marvin Gaye Sr. Marvin Sr. was a minister and a healer with a Pentecostal church, which was known as the House of God. House of God advocates a strict code of conduct among its followers. Using those religious bylaws, Marvin Sr. ruled his household with a heavy hand. Sr. was also a conflicted and complicated man. He couldn't hold down a job for very long. He was a raging alcoholic, and he was a cross-dresser. He also abused his 4 children, often in the name of religion, and he dealt his harshest punishments on Marvin Jr. According to Marvin's sister, Jean, from the age of 7 until well into his teenage years, Gaye's life consisted of brutal whippings. Marvin Jr. said that living with his father was like living with a king, an all-cruel, changeable, cruel, and all-powerful king. If it wasn't for his mother, Marvin would have ended his own life. Similarly, Gaye's mother, Alberta, admitted that her husband despised her son. "My husband never wanted Marvin, and he never liked him. He used to say he didn't think he was really his child, but for some reason he didn't love Marvin. And what's worse, he didn't want me to love Marvin either." Oddly enough, Gaye developed his love for singing and performing from his father. Around the age of 5, Marvin Sr. coached him in piano lessons, which Gaye quickly learned by ear. Gaye sang in his father's church choir, and it was one of the few stable times in the father and son's relationship. Flash forward to 1984. Gaye was 44 years old, and he was experiencing a career comeback after 5 years of shaky output. His first post-Motown album, Midnight Love, was at the top of the charts, and he was enjoying the biggest hit of his career with Sexual Healing, which spent 10 weeks at #1 on the Hot Black Singles chart. Sexual Healing eventually became the biggest R&B hit of the 1980s. Gaye wrapped up his 4-month tour, a tour that was a disaster from its opening on April 18th in San Diego, California. When it began, Gaye was relatively healthy and happy, and relatively drug-free. But by a few weeks into the tour, he was going in heavy on cocaine. As the tour moved from the west coast of America to the east coast and back, Gaye's behavior started to get increasingly erratic. Due to his non-stop drug use, Gaye was becoming increasingly paranoid throughout the tour. He hired a small army of personal bodyguards, and he'd wear a bulletproof vest up until the point when he walked on stage. Somewhere in the middle of the tour, Gaye became positive that a hitman had been hired to take him out. Later in the tour, he worried that he was being secretly poisoned. During a stop in Boston while at a press conference, reporters sat stunned as Gay revealed that he had hired famed attorney F. Lee Bailey to determine how, why, and by whom he had been poisoned during the tour. He added that a mystical potion concocted by activist and comedian Dick Gregory had saved his life. After the tour, Gay retreated to the large house he bought his parents at 2101 South Gramercy Place in Los Angeles to recuperate. For the next 9 months after the tour, the house was home to non-stop madness. Marvin Sr., Alberta, and Marvin Jr. slept in 3 adjoining second-story bedrooms. The couple hadn't slept in the same room together for over 10 years. Marvin's brother, Frankie, and his wife Irene lived in a detached guest house. Most of the time, Marvin Sr. was holed up in his room, swigging vodka, while his son shut himself away in his bedroom. Marvin's mother saw his condition and his addiction. His mother said Marvin would say, "Mother, this is the last time, I promise." But when he was out, he would make a phone call, and someone would show up to deliver another batch. When Gay was in the mood, he'd call for women. Sometimes groupies would visit him in his room, and sometimes even his ex-wives, Anna and Janice, would come by. With his paranoia at an all-time high, Gay had an elaborate, expensive security and surveillance system installed in his parents' home.